What is going on in New York football? Giants fans. Yeah, it is your boy, the Bad Diggity Dizzle. And yes, we have at least one extra game this year. That is right. Our season is not over next Sunday. As a matter of fact, it is just beginning. What is going on, everybody? How you doing, guys and girls? Thank you for tuning in. A special victory stream indeed. The New York Football Giants, for the first time since 2016, are going to have extra football. I've been doing this, streaming games, everything else since 2017, pretty much. I left the TTC. Anybody that remembers me from the TTC, I kind of left. Started to change direction after my son was born, and that was 2017. And the Giants have been a really bad product since then. A lot of crappy football for many, many years, many games, many embarrassments, back-to-back quarterback sneaks, losing on 63-yard, 61-yard field goals, negative 10 yards of Jake Fromm against the Bears, just really, really bad football. And it feels good to be back in the postseason. And we're going to talk about a lot of it today. We'll talk about should our starters play against Philadelphia. We'll talk about the game against Philadelphia. We'll talk about perhaps getting a rematch with Minnesota and all that good stuff. We'll have some fun. I'm going to have fun for the next 2 weeks. There's no question about it. This is going to be fun. It's nice to know the game against the Eagles again means absolutely nothing, that we've had 2 games against Philadelphia, which mean absolutely nothing to us. But I do want to start with the obvious situation, and that is Damar Hamlin. Now, I didn't put his name in the title because I'm not trying to cash in on his name. Like, I don't want to do that. That's not right. It's not right to me. So I don't want to do it. I put something on Twitter and I put something on Instagram, and it really was just saying, I like what I said on Instagram. Usually I don't like what I say, but I was like, sports is obviously a major part of all of our lives, especially in these streams. Sports is very important to all of us. But the scene last night just goes to show that life is so much more than sports. So I'm doing a Laker game, and, I don't have the football game. I'm not paying attention. I'm paying attention to the score, though, because Joe Burrow needs to score 12 points for me and my friend to win our fantasy championship. 12 points. I see that he gets a touchdown right away. My buddy texts me. He goes, "We got this. We're in good shape. We got it." And again, I'm not paying attention to the game. I'm just looking down at my phone just to see the statistics. And that's really all I'm doing. And I see that, Joe Burrow throws a 16-yard pass to T. Higgins, and he's got 52 yards and a touchdown. It just says players injured for Buffalo. Now, I don't know what's going on. It just says injured player. And then people started talking in the chat about how a guy collapsed on the field, and I didn't know who it was because it didn't say it there, or maybe it did, and I just didn't notice the name. I just saw injury. I'm like, what is going on? Now, again, I finished the Laker game because I feel like it's my duty. It's something I wouldn't say this is my job, but if I'm going to do a stream and I'm going to call a game, I want to finish the game out. But everybody kept talking about what was going on in the game, and all I could think to myself was, well, I can't wait to finish this game. I want to see what happened. I want to know what's going on, because this is obviously completely out of the norm. This is not something we've seen on a football field. And it's obviously a horrendous situation. And, it's Dashy, who's, I don't know if he's in the chat, but he's always in the chat. He's one of my moderators. He's a great supporter of this channel. He's a good dude. He's a Bengals fan, and he was streaming the game, and he says, in our Instagram, our moderator Instagram chat, he said he was streaming a game and he cried. I know me. I can come off like a real asshole. I'm only like that if you're like that to me. I mean, anybody that's in my chat knows I'm very respectful. I'm very nice. It's the way I am in real life too, unless you give me a reason not to be. You push me, I'm going to push back. That's just my nature. Okay? I don't go looking for trouble. I don't start shit. That's not my way. But if you bring it to me, I'm going to push back. That's the way I am. But there is no doubt in my mind, if I was watching that happened, I would have cried. There's no question about it, because as a father, I'd start thinking to myself, "Dude, this is somebody's son. He's 24 years old." And it was awful. I did watch it back because I wanted to see what happened. The only thing I can say is, because I was prepared somewhat for what had happened, I didn't cry, but it completely shook me up, because I've just never seen anything like that. And if you haven't seen it and don't want to watch it, I'll just tell you, T. Higgins ran into him, just lowered his head and hit him kind of in the chest and like in the chin. Now, when I first saw it, I figured he had a concussion. He got up, Hamlin got up, and then he just completely kind of wobbled and collapsed. Now, I equated this to like if you're boxing and you get walloped a couple times real hard and you go down and you kind of get the jello legs and you try to stand up and you go back down. Like Trevor Burbick did against Mike Tyson. Trevor Burbick kept trying to get up, but his brain didn't let him. Like everything just kind of stopped, and he fell down. And then you found out later it was cardiac arrest. And there was a doctor, I watched it last night, said that it had to be like that split second, because the way the heart could just I don't want any of this stuff. With the way your heart contracts, the way the aortas contract or whatever, he said it had to be like at that precise moment where your aorta constricts or expands, and you got to get a blunt force right to your heart. And I forgot what the scientific name was for the cardiac arrest that he suffered, but it sucks. And there was some good news today that he's breathing 50% on his own now. His uncle came out and said that. So hopefully he continues to get better. Continued prayers for that young man. He's a fighter, and I know he's going to get through this. At least I hope he's going to get through it. But the fact that he's breathing 50% on his own, that they restored his vitals on the field and got his heart beating, it is an amazing job. Enough cannot be said. Enough credit cannot be given for the medics in Cincinnati that were able to at least get him to the hospital and save his life, or at least do their best. That was just an amazing performance. Those men and women deserve a lot of credit, because they really could have saved a life. And again, it's just not something we see in the NFL. I've never seen it. 38 years, I've never seen anything like that. So, hopefully, I wish him nothing but the best. And one thing I can say, a lot of times especially on social media, I read a lot of comments and on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. I see a lot of things, and sometimes my faith in humanity just isn't there. It's just not. I read a lot of stupid things. I'm just like, I have no faith in humanity anymore. But seeing the way so many people support this young man, came together, donating to his GoFundMe or his charity. And he had like 25, he wanted to raise like $25,000. He's raised over 3 million now. The way people have come together to pray for that young man, the way the players, embraced one another and supported one another, that did restore my faith in humanity quite a bit, because it makes me realize that at the end of the day, most people are good people. So I wish him nothing but the best. I wish him a speedy recovery, and at the very least, that he has a very high quality of life, and at the very best, that he can get back in the NFL and do his thing. He was living out his dream. 24 years old. That's just way, way too young to be having cardiac arrest. So that's my thoughts on the Hamlin situation. Like I said, hopefully he gets a lot better. It was not a good sight. Anybody that enjoys the game of football, we know that it's a violent sport. And especially these guys are so big and strong and fast now. They're ridiculously fast, and they hit with so much ferocity and violence. It's part of what draws us to the game of football. Is that just like a lot of people like UFC, they like boxing. I've never been one of those guys. Well, I watched boxing when I was a kid. I've never been a UFC guy, but that's what attracts a lot of people to those sports, is the violence that comes with it. And football is no different. So wish him nothing but the best. Then those are my thoughts on the Hamlin situation. Hopefully he gets better. Dire Giants fan, my friend, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Big Coke Zero. Brilly, my friend. He says, respect, Bad Dog. Thank you, sir. Respect to you. You are the man, my friend. You are the man. Big Blue Elo, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. He says, prayers indeed and thoughts on Saturday comment on Tibbs. So I didn't see a comment. What I did see with Kayvon Thibodeaux was they made a big deal about his celebration with the Snow Angels and Nick Foles being hurt next to him. Now, Kayvon Thibodeaux, I think I addressed this last night, but I'll address it again. Kayvon Thibodeaux, was I at ABC today? I don't go to ABC. No, I don't go to ABC Fitness. Kayvon Thibodeaux was doing the Snow Angels. Now, I don't think Kayvon Thibodeaux knew Nick Foles was hurt when he was doing that. And when he went over and did, this on the sideline, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he knew he was hurt or not. And then supposedly he did something after the fact. And I don't know. So I don't really know. I mentioned this last night. Only Kayvon Thibodeaux really knows if he knew Nick Foles was seriously hurt or not. It's all speculation to know what he knew and what he didn't know. I really don't believe when he was doing the Snow Angels that he knew Nick Foles was hurt. Now, when he went to the sideline and did a little Steph Curry sleep thing, he might have. Like I said, only Kayvon Thibodeaux knows what the deal was there. So those are the two things. And listen, man, I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready for some playoff football. I hope you guys and girls are ready for some playoff football too, man. This is going to be fun for the next 2 weeks. Because like I said, this week, we can play our starters. We can not play our starters. Really don't matter. It matters to Philadelphia. It doesn't matter to us. And the ironic thing is, 3 weeks ago, you would have thought it'd be the other way around. The Eagles have everything locked up. Should they sit their starters? Should they play their starters? Giants might get a break because the Eagles might sit their starters with everything wrapped up. And now the roles are reversed. And I saw those content creators. Giants should rest their guys. Giants should smarten up and rest their guys. Yeah, you would love us to rest their guys. You would like it easy, wouldn't you, Philadelphia? Too bad. And I did that video, and that's the way I used to do my videos, a little trash talk. And I love how butt hurt people get when you talk trash. You're not even saying anything to them, but they get all mad. That's part of trash talking. When you can really get underneath your opponent's skin the way I do, it makes it really good. I was always a really good trash talker. I always will be a really good trash talker. Screw Philadelphia. Screw them. It's personal. We owe them. We owe them. But Eagle fans are going, we beat you by 26 last time. Hey, he's going to do the same. That was last time. Last time's got nothing to do with this time. Remember 2007? Cowboy fans will tell you. The Cowboys kicked our ass twice in 2007 in the regular season. What happened in postseason? Oh, different outcome, right? So who's to say there's no different outcome this time? Who's to say there's not? My deal is play the starters. Play them. Whatever Coach Dable decides to do, I'm going to be on board with it. I'll tell you that right now. I'm going to be on board with whatever he decides to do. If he sits the starters, I'm not going to be mad. But my point is this. There's a couple points here. Number one, we owe Philadelphia. I don't give a damn. We owe them. I'm sick of losing to them. Giants got embarrassed by them. Giants may have to face them again. If the Giants do play Minnesota and beat them in the 7th seed, whether that's Seattle, Detroit, or Green Bay, I don't really know how that works. Whoever is that 7th seed, if they go out against San Francisco and we win, we play Philadelphia. We will play Philadelphia for a third time. Wouldn't you want to see how good you are against that team? Wouldn't you want to get all the reps you can against that team? Now, I understand people's perspective saying, well, we got nothing to play for. No, we do have something to play for. Tom Coughlin, the Giants had nothing to play for in 2007. So when everybody's like, oh, when I did the video, like, Bad Dog, you're a moron. I love when people got to call me names because they don't agree with my opinion. It's so childish. But you're a moron. Why would you do that? I said, well, I guess Tom Coughlin was a moron then. 2007, just the same thing. We were the 5th seed, I believe, or locked into the 5th seed or the 6th seed, wherever the hell we were. We couldn't go up. We couldn't go down. They played their starters. They played the Patriots as tough as anybody, had a 34-22 lead in that game, ended up losing 34-23, whatever it was. We ended up losing 38-35. We had a 35-23 lead. We lost 38-35. Ironically enough, we lost 38-35 to the undefeated Packers in 2011 too. Right? So it's just ironic that those are the scores. But the Giants played their starters for no reason. Guess what? Met up with the Patriots again and were able to make adjustments. That's the thing. You play the Eagles again, you get more familiarity with them again. You're able to make more adjustments. I understand. People are like, oh, you could get hurt. Listen, that could happen at any time. That could happen at any time. That could have happened last week. That could happen the first play against Minnesota. And Eagle fans saying this, aren't you afraid Jalen Hurts could separate his shoulder? Aren't you afraid Kayvon Thibodeaux could come around the edge and drill him into the ground and Jalen Hurts is out? So why are you starting Jalen Hurts? You already have the playoffs locked up. What do you need to start him for? For the bye? Well, if Jalen Hurts gets hurt for the year, what's the point? So you got a week off, and now you got to ride with Gardner Minshew against San Francisco because you had to play Jalen Hurts in a meaningless game just to win the division? What if A.J. Brown went out there and tore his ACL? You're already in the postseason. What are you playing for? Position? It doesn't make any sense. I equate it to this. I don't live my life scared. Players shouldn't live their life scared. You can't go out there thinking you're going to get hurt. That's not the way a football player thinks. A football player just thinks, I want to go out there and make this play. I want to win this game. They're competitive. You don't get to that level without an absolute competitive streak, without an absolute will to win. You don't get there like that. My thing is this. You say, oh, well, they could get hurt. It's a possibility. It absolutely is a possibility. It's also a possibility you're driving to work tomorrow and you get T-boned by some idiot that's not paying attention. Does that mean you're never going to drive your car again? You're never going to drive again because you could get in an accident? It happens, right? People hit other people all the time. You're going to tell me, well, I might get in an accident today, so I'm not going to drive my car. I'm never going to drive again because I may get in an accident. No, you're not going to do that. Play your starters. You don't have to play in the whole game if you don't want to. They should play at least a half. At least. But like I said, whatever coach does, I'm going to ride with it. L.A. Lou, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. He says, Hamlin's not a star. He was a 6th-round draft pick. He's a special teamer, and if you aren't a Bills fan, you wouldn't know who he is. Yet he started a toy drive for children. He needs to pull through. Exactly. And again, it just restores my faith in humanity, L.A. Lou, that there's a lot of good in a lot of people. There really is. But, you know, when you're on the internet a lot, you see a lot of bad people. But I did really like the way this came to fruition in the way that everybody is kind of pulled together for this young man. And hopefully he's, like I said, recovers 100%. And best case scenario, he's able to get back in the NFL and play again, because it's not because he has a bad heart. This is not what happened. It was just a freak accident, according to that doctor. Freak accident. Jack, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. He says, congrats, man. Happy for you. First time in 7 years. Are the Giants in the playoffs? Who do you play first? It depends. So if San Francisco wins Sunday, we'll play Minnesota. If San Francisco loses and Minnesota wins, we play San Francisco. We will not play. We do not play the 1 seed. Now, San Francisco could end up being the 1 seed. If Philadelphia got knocked out, no, we would still play Minnesota. We'd be playing the 3 seed no matter what. And that'd be Minnesota. Even if we beat Philadelphia and Dallas took over the division, Dallas would be number 2. San Francisco would be number 1. So the odds of us playing, you know, the division winner in this division, well, the Eagles win it, they get the number 1 seed. So we're not going to have them at all. But there's a really outside possibility we play Dallas, but I don't see how that happens, honestly. I'm thinking it's going to be Minnesota. That would be the odds-on favorite. Kobe Dub, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. He says, as a DJ hater, Last game changed my mind. I really want to see him with a good wide receiver and a solid line. And I'm going to tell you right now, Kobe, that comment right there tells me you're not a hater. You are not a hater. You are a doubter. There's a difference. I was always a doubter myself until this season. He won me over early in the year, but I was always a doubter. Never hated him. Like, I didn't try to find reasons to dislike the kid. I didn't root against him. When he would make a good play, I wouldn't make an excuse as to why he made a good play, or I wouldn't sit there and say the Giants win in spite of him. That's a hater. A hater is somebody that will not give the kid any credit at any time. Doubting his capabilities, I think that's human nature. And you're not alone. Like I said, I did it. Many, many, many Giants fans did it, and many people in the media did it. Now, there's a bunch of Giants fans that have come back that don't make videos and there's no receipts. And we're going to, well, I knew Daniel Jones was going to be great. Just like the Eagle fans do with Jalen Hurts. I knew Jalen Hurts was going to be the man. Bad dog, you were wrong. I knew all along. Oh, sure you did. Oh, sure you did. Right. I'm sure. Everybody knows everything. Hindsight's 2020. But, yeah, Kobe, I think Daniel Jones is coming back here next year. So the Daniel Jones haters, they might as well go root for another team for the next couple of seasons, because he's going to be here for at least the next couple of seasons, in my opinion. Jacques, thank you for Super Chat, man. Appreciate it. Brilly. Let's go Cowboys. Hey, listen. I want to help you guys out. Not because I want to help you, because I want to screw Philadelphia. But if it ends up helping you, so be it. So be it. Minnesota is going to destroy the Giants just like they did last time. They absolutely destroyed us last time. Good call, Marcus. Good call. That's a great call. Obviously, this is like a Cowboy fan or something. Doesn't watch football, doesn't know anything about football, probably doesn't know anything about the Cowboys either. Just jumped on the bandwagon, one of them fair weather fans. That's why the Cowboy fans are some of the worst. They probably are the worst. The Cowboy fans are probably the most unknowledgeable fans in the NFL. Eagle fans are obnoxious. They're a pain in the ass. They're boisterous. They're brash, right? They're like us, kind of. That's why I say it all the time. Philadelphia and New York, very similar. We bang heads. We're stubborn. We're loud. We're crazy. We're obnoxious. Cowboy fans, though, I mean, you get stuff like this. They'll destroy the Giants, just like they did the last time. They needed a 61-yard field goal to destroy us. Well, maybe Marcus's vocabulary isn't very good and doesn't understand what the word destroy means. LT, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Are you worried about DJ's regression? I can't worry about it, man. You know, we can't worry about it. Honestly, LT, I think that he will progress with this coaching staff. I do. I can't think that he's going to regress. I hope he doesn't, but that's why you would give Daniel Jones a smaller, a lesser term contract as opposed to one of them 7-year deals. But I don't worry about his regression. I think Daniel Jones matured a lot this year. I think the things that I didn't believe he could do, like feeling it out, stepping up in the pocket, feeling the rush, making good decisions within the pocket and avoiding the rush and cutting down the turnovers. These are things I didn't know that he could do. I think he has a great coach. I think they have a great system, and he's done this without really a lot of talent around him. And I think the more talent you give him and the more acclimated he gets to the system and the more comfortable he gets in this system, I think he'll just continue to improve. NFC East quarterbacks in the top 10. I mean, Hurts is a top. This year, Hurts is a top 10 quarterback. I don't think there's any question about it. I think that I'm not saying he'll be in the top 10 next year, but I do. There's no question. He's been a top 10 quarterback this year. And Dak's like right there. I don't know. I mean, he's around 10. You can put him 12. You can put him 9th. You can put him. I think Dak is between 9th and 12th. If I don't have the list in front of me, but I would put Dak somewhere in there. He's definitely in the upper third of quarterbacks in the league. He's had a bad year, but I still think Dak is if I'm going to be completely honest, I still think Dak's a pretty good quarterback. I'm hoping Daniel Jones gets to that level. I do think that Daniel Jones can get to Dak Prescott's level with the right talent around him. I really do believe that. I believe that since his rookie season. Dire Giants fan, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, my friend. As always, Brilly. He says, I agree with you, Bad Dog. I feel bad for these low-life trolls. If their highlight of their day is to come into these streams and talk like a homer, I feel sorry for them, honestly. Yeah, I do too. Dire Giants fan, but that's the thing. And Uncle Lou said this the other day. It's you blame their parents because they're not parenting their child. The internet's parenting the child, and that's not the way you raise a kid. Sorry. I have a 5-year-old. I always say I'm an older guy. I'm a Gen Xer. My kid will not be raised like that. I wasn't raised like that. So I'm not one of them. I'm not one of those, whatever the hell the 90s generation was. I'm a 70s guy. So I have a totally different outlook on life and perspective of the way things work in life. That's this type of thing I'm going to instill in my kid. So there's a big difference because I'm so much older. I was 41 pretty much when I had my son. So he'll get a different education and he'll get a different raising than a lot of these trolls that come in here and do that because they don't get any attention at home. That's the problem. It's a shame, but it is what it is. And when you can hide behind the anonymity of a keyboard and type, Mike Tyson said some kind of quote where all these people can talk, without being worried about getting punched in the mouth. It's just a different era. But I agree with you. I feel sorry for him. Some of them. Dire Giants fan. Jack, thank you, my friend. Appreciate the super chase. This is about who plays better on a day you play. That's a fact. Any given Sunday, as Giants fans, we know that more than anything else. I think our fan base understands that more than anything else. I think we will understand that more than anything else. 1990, nobody picked us to beat San Francisco. Nobody picked us to beat Buffalo, yet they did it. 2007, go back and look at the prognosticators outside of Strahan. Every freaking week, all those Fox analysts picked against the Giants, picked Tampa Bay, they picked Dallas, they picked Green Bay, they picked New England. What happened? So, if anything, we can do this. Michael, thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. He says, give Danny 3 years, 30 million. Well, he's going to get more than that. He'll get way more than that. He may get 30 million a year, but he's going to get more than 3 years, 30 million. Maybe you give Saquon something in that ballpark. You give Saquon 3 years, 36 million, but I'm thinking Daniel Jones, 3 years, $84 million, something like that. 4 years, 116 with the ability to get out of 2. And Daniel Jones is going to get, like I said, 3 years, 84 million is 28 million a year. His franchise tag will be 32 million a year. So maybe the Giants give him 3 years, 90 million. That's possible. And then they don't backload the contract. They load it up with incentives and signing bonus, all this stuff. Joe Shane and Brandon Brown are going to be able to, get all the intricacies of the cap. They're going to know all the ins and outs of the cap. And Daniel Jones may get $30 million, but $17 million may be against the cap in 2023. But I could see 3 years, $90 million at 30 a year. I could definitely see him getting that because Daniel Jones is going to get, he's going to get something from somebody. Jared, my friend, thank you for the $2. Boom! You didn't have to do it, but you did. Remember that guy, Dire Giants fan? We talked about that last night. You didn't have to do it, but you did. I'm going to tell you this. I heard, obviously, when I was streaming the game, I don't have the volume up, so I didn't know that this had happened. But I love the fact that Daniel Jones had a standing ovation. The crowd was chanting, DJ, DJ, DJ. I love that. He earned that. He deserved that. I said that when I was streaming. I said, I want Tyrod Taylor in the fourth quarter because we have such a big lead and that they should pull Daniel Jones out so we can get an ovation. I did say that right in the stream. Glad he got that. He won over a lot of people this year. There was a lot of doubters. And a lot of people, like I said, they can come out here and say, I knew all along, Bad Dog. You were wrong. I was always a believer. You can say that. Only you know at the end of the day if you were truly believe or not. I mean, I don't know why you would lie about it. Trying to lie on the internet to make a point is kind of pointless. But that's what some people do. They just want vindication no matter what. But I definitely didn't think he'd be back. And I didn't think he could have the year he had. And His statistics, you look at his stats, and people are like, oh, he sucks. He only has 15 passing touchdowns. They don't watch the game, man. They don't watch the game. They play Madden, they play fantasy football. Like, oh, yeah, he sucks. Deion Jones has over 700 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns this year. Those are Lamar Jackson numbers, man. Those are Lamar Jackson numbers. So he's had a fantastic year. There's no question. And I think he's only going to get better under this system. And I look forward to seeing what he can do next year with flexible cap room to bring in some players and another draft with at least 11 draft picks with this front office, scouting for the Giants, having their own scouts. I'm looking forward to it. And Deion Jones is going to be a part of this. Jared, my friend, thank you again for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. He says, I was at MetLife on Sunday. I'm a season ticket holder. The game atmosphere is different. Oh, because that's a playoff atmosphere, my friend. And we haven't had playoff atmosphere in New York Giants, in MetLife or the old Meadowlands in a long time. In a long time, 10 years. I mean, honestly, 2016, I think we clinched because somebody lost. That was pretty much playoff game. Win and you're in. I don't think we've had that since 2011 at home. I mean, if you want to count the game against the Falcons too, but the last game against the Cowboys in 2011 was for the division title. And then, of course, we played the Falcons and we beat the living hell out of them 24-2 in MetLife Stadium. Then went to Green Bay and kicked the living hell out of Aaron Rodgers, even though the officials tried to keep that game as close as they possibly could with some BS calls. But and then they went out to San Francisco and Eli's signature game. They went on to win the Super Bowl and beat Tom Brady again. So we haven't had that kind of atmosphere in probably 10 years in our stadium. So it definitely would feel different. It feels good, man. That's what it does. It feels damn good. It feels good. By the way, hit that thumbs up, guys and girls. Hit that subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell. We got 197 likes. We got 750 in here. Thank you for joining me tonight as we are talking about the New York Giants. We are in the postseason. Hell yeah, we are. Stone Cold would say, oh, hell yeah. Damn right. Damn right. Tommy, my friend, thank you for the super chat. He says, Bad Dog folks say diet soda and low-calorie ice cream is bad for you. You've killed that myth. Ignore the haters. You the man. I'm Navy and rock with you. Well, if you're in the Navy, thank you for your service. I appreciate it very much. And yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, listen, man, people can say whatever they want. I've just never understood how people say 0-calorie soda is worse than regular soda. Somebody needs to give me an explanation as to how that's true. I don't know. I'm not going to believe it. I'm going to do what I want to do. The funniest thing for me, Tommy, is why people are so concerned about what I'm doing. Worry about what you're doing. Worry about what you put in your body. I don't care. I don't care what people drink. I don't care what people do. I don't care what people eat. It's none of my business. You do whatever makes you happy. I do what makes me happy. I always say it, man. Biggest problem in today's society is everybody's so concerned about other people. They're not concerned about themselves. They don't worry about themselves. They're worried about what other people are doing. Why? What the hell is everybody so concerned about what everybody else is doing? Man in the mirror, woman in the mirror. That's who you should be concerned with. You should be concerned about making yourself a better person. You shouldn't be worried about what Joe Schmo over there is doing. Richard, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. He says, Marcus Blackman is a fraud. Eagles 2, Cowgirls fan. There you go. There you go. So Richard, he's an Eagles fan. He knows Cowboys fans are pretty fraudulent people. Like I said, man, it is what it is. It just, again, why is he talking about? He's a Cowboy fan. Why is he sitting there talking about the Giants of Minnesota? Don't worry about us. Worry about Tampa Bay. Worry about Tampa Bay. Worry about Tom Brady. Worry about Tom Brady. Brennan, thank you for the super chat. He says, apparently the soda has zero effect. You look 34. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I wish I was 34. 47 or more. I'll be 47 this year. That's not right. I'm that old. But yeah, the Coke Zero, baby. The Coke Zero. Let's go. Put them up here when you pose. Put them up there. But yeah, the Coke Zero is great. There's no calories in that. It fixes your sweet tooth. It curbs your appetite. It's good for you. Ask Greg Doucette. Ask any bodybuilder. They're going to say, I don't worry about aspartame. That's how they live their life. It cures a lot of things. But the other thing is everything's bad for you. Everything's bad for you. Everything. So it is what it is. Edgar Galindo, thank you for the super chat. Win or lose in the playoffs, no matter what, go Big Blue. You damn right, Edgar. You damn right. You damn right, baby. Gwendolyn, my lady, thank you for the super chat. We are sorry I'm not carrying on NBA last night. No, it's completely understandable, Gwendolyn. There was a much bigger thing going on. But like I said, I just wanted to finish the game because I started the game, and that's just what I do. And like I said, when I went upstairs, then I paid attention to what was going on. But I had no clue how serious that was when I was doing the game. And I love your thumbnail. But I did not know. I had no idea what was going on. No clue. Just thought maybe it was a concussion. Like like I said, I've never seen anything like that. Jatan, my friend, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. He says, in all honesty, I hope they don't overspend this upcoming year, draft this year, and then go all in on 2024 3 drafts. I don't think they will. Again, Jatan, I think what the Giants are going to do is try to bring Jones and Barkley back. I think they'll try to extend Leo to spread out that cap so they're not paying him $32 million. They may look to extend Dexter Lawrence, get him on a contract, but I think they're going to look to keep their guys. Maybe you try to find an interior offensive lineman in free agency, depending on the price. But I could see them working on keeping McKinney, working on keeping, like I said, Andrew Thomas, Dexter Lawrence. They'll probably spread out Leo. You're going to want to keep Daniel Jones and Saquon. I think that's where the Giants will concentrate on their free agency this year. I do. And I think that they'll build through the draft. And then the next year we have even more cap space. And I think it'll be good. NY Giants, thank you for the super chat. Send past 24 hours, but for 3, but playoffs. Yeah, like I said, I talked about at the beginning of the stream. It was definitely rough. It's definitely rough. I've never seen anything like that. I was expecting something bad when I went back and watched it, and it still shook me up. I've never seen. He got up like nothing happened, and then he just was down. It was crazy. It shook a lot of people up, I think. And again, he's 24. So, New York Giants saying, my friend, better if we sign Roquan or D would be close to elite. I just don't know if we have the money for Roquan. But yeah, getting Roquan Smith would definitely help. Well, Lord knows we love our Georgia Bulldogs. But it definitely would help. There's no question. We could definitely use interior linebackers. And he would be great in this system. We'll see how they do it. We'll see how they move around the cap. We'll see what they do. We'll see. Maybe that's their big signing. Maybe they get Daniel Jones and Saquon, and they do spread out, Leo, and they're able to sign Roquan. That'd be great. I just don't know what they're going to do. I don't know where they're going to look. I also want McCole Hardman. I think McCole Hardman would be a great wide receiver here. He's not a number 1 guy, but he's extremely fast. He's a kick returner, special teams guy, and he's an explosive wide receiver. And I don't think he'll cost all that much. So I would love McCole Hardman. I think he'd be a really good fit here. Shui, my friend, thank you for the super chat. Go Yankees, baby. Go Yankees. There's going to be a lot of Yankee content on the channel this year, for sure. Me and Pete working on a monthly show, but I'm going to have a lot more Yankee stuff, a lot more Yankee videos. I'm thinking on Friday nights during the season, maybe Friday night, I'll come back and do like a weekly review of the Yankees or whatever, but I definitely want to do more Yankee stuff on this channel. He says, Bad Dog, love your channel. I watch everything you post. You remind me so much of my dad, who I lost a few years back. I'm 26, and you've made it way better. Well, I appreciate that, my friend. I'm sorry about the loss of your father. I lost my dad 7 years ago myself, so I know that pain. Obviously, it gets easier as time goes on, but you never forget. And for me, Shui, I can tell you that, Christmas is always difficult for me because when I started dating my wife, we used to go to my mom's sister. We go to my aunt's house, and we would go to my wife's aunt's house, and then my wife's grandmother's house. We'd always finish the night off at my dad's house. My dad was a long-haul truck driver, which is why I always give all the respect I can to long-haul truck drivers. I know how difficult that job is, and they don't get enough respect. My dad did that for 32 years up until his death. And then Christmas Day, same thing. I would go to my mother-in-law's, my father-in-law's, but I'd always go back to my dad's and hang out with my father. So I always miss that time with him. But, again, sorry about your loss. And I believe it's a compliment to be compared to anybody's father. So I appreciate that, man. And I'm glad that I can make anything better for anybody. So that means a lot to me, Shrey. Thank you, my friend. Angel, thank you for the super chat. He says, I think we should sign a free agent O-line and wide receiver and draft all defense to complement Wink's blitz and man scheme. Let's go Big Blue. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that happening. Again, it'll be interesting to see what they do, Angel. I have complete faith in this front office and coaching staff. So whatever they do, I'm going to be on board with it. And I just know whatever they do is going to be the right move. Like, I have that feeling they're going to make the right moves, and we're going to be a really good team for years to come. I'm excited about the future. The future happened really, really quick here. Did not expect the playoffs this year. 7-10 would have been a massive improvement. And that's what I expected us to be. 7-10. And it would have been a massive improvement from where we've been. And we're 9-6-1, be maybe 10-6-1, 9-7-1. Either way, we're in the postseason. We're going to get that experience no matter what happens. And we'll build off of whatever we do this year and be even better next year. And I'm looking forward to an Angel. I know Giants fans, we deserve this. What's going on, Asia, my lady? How are you doing? Prayers for Hamlin, of course. But yes, Giants fans, we deserve this. We have dealt with a lot of shitty football for the last 5 years. Awful football. And this year has been a pleasant surprise. Daniel Jones has matured. He's found it in year 4. Saquon's been healthy. We have a great head coach. We have a great young mind, 21st analytical minds in our front office. John Mayer, I believe, is taking a step back, and he's letting Joe Shane do his thing. And I feel good, man. I feel good about the future of this team. I really do. Unlike 2016, where we were not a good team, and Reese went out and spent $200 million on the defense, and we patched a lot of it together against a weak schedule, but the team was older, and you could see it falling apart. You can't fix a gaping hole with a Band-Aid, and that's kind of what Reese did, and then it completely collapsed. That boat took on way too much water, and Brian Daboll should block off all bodies of water and all beaches till we get the playoffs so these guys don't go on a boat trip. But so I like the direction of the future. V-Rock, thank you for super chat. Giants re-signed to Sills. Not sure if it'll help. Yeah, I don't know why they did that, unless they just plan on playing him. Like I said, maybe Daboll plays the guys for a half, and then they sit. The Eagles are a 14-point favorite in this game, so obviously Vegas expects our starters to not play all 60 minutes. Like I said, whatever, I want to play the starters because I don't have a scared mentality. That's just not me. I want to win every game. I don't want to sit down. I don't want to sit there and go, oh God, I might get injured. Like I'm not built that way. I'm a believer. If it's meant to be, it'll be. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. That's just the way I look at things. That's it. So, and my Giants, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Hot take. Joe makes one big signing outside of her own. I could definitely see that. I could definitely see it. We'll see what he does. It's funny. I'm excited for the offseason. Like, I'm excited for the draft. I'm excited to see what they do. But the funny thing is, NY Giants, like right now, we don't need to worry about that. We have a game in 2 weeks. The regular season ends next week. It ends on Sunday. And our season ain't over. No matter what the hell we do on Sunday. Our season ain't over. We got one more. In 2011, I will call my dad. My dad's story again. Listen, man, I loved my dad. My father, I'm just like my father was. I am a carbon copy of my dad. And I'm telling you, my son's a carbon copy of me. It's funny. My father, like I said, very respectful of everybody. Always say hi to you, hold the door, very polite guy. But God Almighty, if you messed with my dad, he was going to kick your ass. That's what he did. That's how he got the nickname Rebel. But every day I would call my dad after the Giants beat the Cowboys, and I'd say, Dad, we got one more game. Then we beat the Falcons, and I'd call him. I said, Dad, we got one more game. Then we beat the Packers, and I called him. I said, Dad, we got one more game. Then I called him after we beat San Francisco. I said, Dad, we got one more game. We go to the Super Bowl. And then after we beat the Patriots, I called him. I said, Dad, we got no more games. We ended the season as champions. That was great. That's why I love the Giants. And people like how you become a Giants fan, man. It was my father, my grandfather, my father. It's bloodlines. Same thing with the Yankees. Basketball, not so much. They weren't big basketball fans. They're definitely not hockey fans. I just started following those teams on my own. But that's why the Giants and Yankees are so special to me, because it's nostalgia stuff. It's remember going to the games with my father and my grandfather as a kid and just loving it. Nat, thank you, my friend, from Dan Under. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you so much there for that $5. He says, what would have been your realistic pass mark for the Giants at the start of the season? I was hoping for 6 wins, not even entertaining the postseason. So, yeah, Nat, for me, it was 7. I picked us to go 7-10. I actually picked us to be 7-6, and I thought we'd lose the last 4 games of the year. I thought we would lose the game to Washington in Washington. I thought we would lose to Minnesota. Now, the Colts at the beginning of the year looked like they were going to be a really good team. I thought the Colts were going to be way better. I thought we were going to lose to the Colts, and I thought we would lose to the Eagles. So I had us at 7-6, and then I had us losing the last 4 games. So 7 wins would have been a major improvement to me, and I would have been happy with just improvement. I just wanted to see Daniel Jones take a step up. I want to see the Giants take a step up, and they took more than 1 step up. They took 4 steps up this year, and it's encouraging. And I'm telling you, Giants fans, we can freaking beat Minnesota. We can beat their ass. We should have beat them the last time. That dude, I'm telling you, man, that guy doesn't, Joseph don't hit that 61-yard field goal. We go to overtime. We are winning that game. We're winning that game. Daniel Jones has 5 game-winning drives this year, and he had that one. That wasn't a game-winning drive, but that was a game-tying drive, and he needed a 2-point conversion. We go to overtime. We're winning that game. We're winning it. Believe it. And I wanted another shot at Minnesota. And it looks like we're going to get our wish. I know I'm not alone. There was a lot of Giants fans that wanted a shot at Minnesota. And I'm not alone in that. We're going to get our shot. Looks like we're going to get our shot. And I'm looking forward to it. Giovanni, thank you for the super chat. I've been hearing a lot of NFL being rigged lately, which I obviously hope isn't true. Just want to get your thoughts on that. Giovanni, that has been a thing forever. And there's definitely times I watch an NBA game or I watch some calls that they make in the NFL, and I start to think to myself, are they trying to cover the spread? Are they, I always will say that, oh, it's rigged, it's rigged. I don't believe it is. But I can understand why some people would think it is. So I don't know. I don't think it's rigged. But I can understand why people would. John says, I'm new to your channel. A lot of Bills fans are thinking about Damar right now. And I'm thinking of him. Same thing I was starting to think of. I think they will play this weekend. I don't think that the NFL will cancel the games for that. I think if that was the case, I think we would have heard it by now. And I just don't think that's going to happen now. As far as what goes on with that Bills-Bengals game, I don't know what they're going to do with that. I do think – I was reading an article today that stated, like, Roger Goodell – it's in the NFL rule book that Roger Goodell cannot cancel that game. He cannot call it a tie because I forgot what it's called, something about team competitive, whatever. He's not allowed to call a tie, and he's not allowed to outright cancel it. It's in the NFL rule book. So I don't know what they're going to do with that game, but I don't think the other NFL games will be postponed this week. But I do think that before every NFL game, they will obviously have some sort of tribute to Damar Hamlin. And that I do think they'll do. But I don't think they'll cancel the entire slate of games and move everything back a week. They could, but I don't think it's feasible. Because, like I said, it's already Tuesday night. I think if they're going to do it, you got guys you got people that travel to these games. You got people that bought their tickets. You got a lot of stuff that's going on there. So I don't think they'll do it, but you never know. Tay, thank you, my friend. I appreciate the super chat. Just a hypothetical. What would you do if the Giants won the Super Bowl? I'd probably do a cartwheel. I can't do a cartwheel. I can tell you this, I've the last 3 times that we won Super Bowl, I cried. So I'm sure I cry. I cry every time my team win a championship. I'm a big baby. But I tell you, I'd be going nuts. As would 10,000 other Giants fans in the stream. That if the Giants ever made a Super Bowl, I can only imagine how big the stream would be. And we'd be having a big damn party. And I tell you, that would be the greatest thing ever. That'd be one hell of a story. I tell you what, I don't expect that to happen, but God, that would be such a beautiful thing if that happened. I can tell you this, Tay, if and when the Giants do win a Super Bowl, I'm going to be unbearable because I haven't had a lot to brag about. And like I said, if you guys know me and have known me for a while, I'm a trash talker. I trash talk the hell out of the NFC East. Giants ever freaking won a Super Bowl. Yeah. I'd have a lot of fun. I'd have a lot of fun, Tay. NY Giants, thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. I can't wait for the playoffs, Bad Dog. But just fun to envision how much better we can be next year. But let's kick some ass this postseason. Let's go beat Minnesota. I agree. It is fun to think about the future because for once, the future is extremely bright here. And we haven't had a bright future in a long time. But I agree. It's fun to think about it, but I'm ready for some postseason football. And we'll worry about we'll worry about the, after the season, when after the season gets here. And hopefully it's not for a while. Hopefully our season doesn't end until February. That'd be great. That'd be great. Let's do it. Shocker, man. Thank you for the super chat. I'm telling you, I'm smelling Super Bowl. I hope so, Shocker. I'll tell you what, your name is perfect because if the Giants did win a fifth Super Bowl this year, that would be a shocker. That would be a shocker. That would let's shock the world, baby. Hit that thumbs up. Somebody said hit the thumbs up in the chat. Yeah, we almost got 300 likes. Hit that thumbs up. Why not? Bang the hell out that thing. Let's go. What are the scenarios that guarantee us Minnesota, Nick? San Francisco wins. San Francisco wins, and we get Minnesota because Minnesota will be the 3 seed. That's really it. In order for Minnesota to make the 2 seed, San Fran would have to lose. Minnesota would have to win. I don't believe they can beat, even if we beat the Eagles and the Dallas won, Minnesota would not get the tiebreakers. Dallas beat Minnesota. Philadelphia beat Minnesota. So Minnesota doesn't get the tiebreaker against them. So Minnesota can't be the 1 seed in any aspect. But if San Francisco wins or Minnesota loses, the Giants will get Minnesota. And San Francisco is probably not going to lose. San Francisco is really freaking good. But what else we got? Yee! Amazing guy. Giants beat the Vikings. I agree. What do you think Kenny Galladay is thinking about on the sideline? I'm thinking about he's probably thinking, how am I going to spend this money? How am I going to spend this bank robbing job that I did to the New York Giants? That's probably greatest bank robber of all time. Kenny Galladay got away with $72 million and didn't even have to use a firearm. Freaking amazing. Freaking amazing. This guy still, you guys are nowhere but on that couch. Marcus, were you even alive the last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl? Let me tell you something, buddy. I'm going to be 47 years old in July. 47. Right? No spring chicken anymore. Old. I'm old now. I'm almost 50. You know, last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, I was 19. 19. I wasn't even legally old enough to drink. And now I'm going on 50. And that's the last time you won something. Calm your tits. Calm your tits. Calm down. Take it easy. I understand you're frustrated. You're a Cowboy fan. You just jumped on the bandwagon. You don't follow them when they're bad. You don't know anything about football. Your football IQ is the equivalent of a potato. But it is what it is. Cowboy fans come in here talking crap. For what? The Cowboys have nothing to do with us or this week. If anything, you should be kissing our ring and hoping that we beat the friggin' Eagles so you can win the division. Because God forbid you have to play Tampa and Tom Brady probably kicks your ass right the hell out of the postseason. That'd be embarrassing, wouldn't it? That'd be embarrassing. Think about that. I was 19. I'm going to be 47. That's more than half my life. They haven't won a Super Bowl. It's amazing how once that salary cap started to hit, you couldn't win anymore. You couldn't buy all those players. You couldn't buy the Deion Sanders. You couldn't buy the Charles Haleys. You couldn't buy those players. It's amazing, ain't it? It's pretty funny. Dashy, my friend, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Prayers for Damar Hamlin. Indeed, things are bigger than sports. You're right about that, Dashy. Tonight in the NBA, Marcus Smart got ejected. Wanted to take foul shots, and the ref threw him out. What? How's that even possible? I love how Dashy knows everybody. Dashy knows everybody. Dire Giants fan, thank you for the super chat. He says, those sunglasses look a couple sizes too big. We got 4. We got 5. You got 4. We got 8, buddy. We have 8 championships. You catch us. You catch us. We have 8 championships. You catch us. You catch us. You have 5 Super Bowls. We have 8 championships. You catch us. Come talk to me when you reach 8 championships. Come talk to me when you win something in this millennium, Marcus. I don't know what to tell you. Are you sexually frustrated? Like, what's frustrating you, buddy? Talk to me, man. I can be a therapist. I used to have a couch. Talk to me, man. What's bothering you, Marcus? Girlfriend leave you? Somebody kick your dog? Parents disown you? Got no money? Got no friends? Got nothing better to do? Feeling sorry for yourself? I don't know. You got issues, buddy. You got issues. You got issues. But don't worry. You'll get plenty of attention here if that's what you need. Because like I said, I'm a nice guy. I feel like you need attention. I feel like you need a friend. I mean, you are a Cowboys fan. We all know Cowboys fans don't got no damn friends. We all know Cowboys fans got no friends. We all know that. He probably lives in like Delaware or something too. That's the funny. Marcus don't live in Texas. I bet almost anything. He don't live in Texas. He probably lives in Delaware. He probably lives in South Carolina. Somewhere on the East Coast. Virginia. Guarantee. Jordan, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. What do you honestly think of Richie James? I think that Daniel Jones elevated Richie James, which is something that people said Daniel Jones couldn't do. But listen, Richie James has done as good as you possibly could hope. He had the 2 fumbles. He's dropped passes. He's not great, but he has certainly made big plays when we needed him. He's definitely let some plays get away, but all in all, I wouldn't even know who the hell Richie James was before he became a Giant. So I think he's done well. I think he's done as good as anybody could have thought a Richie James would do. I don't think he'll be back here next year, but I think he's had a good year overall. Eastwood, thank you for super chat. I want San Fran revenge. Cowboys win in Levi Stadium. I'll tell you what, I think that'd be a hell of a matchup. Dallas and San Francisco. You got 2 pretty good defenses there. I still think San Francisco wins that game. I just think San Francisco is just such an unbelievable team. They're well coached. I just think they're good. I think San Francisco is good, but that would be a good matchup. There's no question that would be a very good matchup. The Wuggle, thank you, my friend. Very nice of you to think he ever had a girl. I told you I'm a nice guy. I told you I'm a nice guy. I told you. Dire Giants, thank you for the super chat. He says, R.I.P. Marcus. I don't know why they bother. And I'm being nice to him. I'm being nice. I don't know. What's going on, Broken Glass? How you doing? Michael says Marcus is crying on a man's shoulder. I don't know why. I don't know what his problem is. I'm not talking. I didn't say anything bad about the Cowboys. The dude came in here and started talking shit about the Giants. And for what? This has nothing to do with Dallas. Like I said, if anything, Dallas should be rooting for us this week. Dallas should be praying that we play our starters and beat Philadelphia. They should be praying for that. They should want that. He comes in here talking about how Minnesota is going to destroy us. Like somehow they destroyed us the last time we played them. Like that wasn't an even match. Like we didn't lose in the last second on a 61-yard field goal. Come on. Eastwood, my friend, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. He says, call Simus and tell him to kiss the ring. Simus is my dude. Simus is my guy. Simus is the man. Simus is one of the greatest trash talkers ever. And I always respect a good trash talker. I've known Simus on YouTube a long time. Long time. I've always liked him. He's a Cowboys fan, man. But he's a real Cowboy fan. He hates it, teams in this division, just like I do. But Simus is the man. Simus is good people. Dan, thank you for the super chat. He says, I can't wait a few more months for Yankee baseball. Yeah, not too long, man. Not too long, about 3 months. 2 months, we'll have some spring training games and be ready to go. I'm definitely ready to go. I'm definitely ready. But Dan, I'm still in football mode, which is nice because normally this time I am talking about the Yankees and everything else with the Giants. Now we're talking about the postseason. We're talking about 2 games in January, or 3 really, and hopefully another one. Hopefully we beat Minnesota. We get another game. That'd be great. Dire Giants fan, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. He says, sorry, Bad Dog, but to get a kick out of this, hey, Marcus, click here. I don't know if I can click on that. Well, let me see. I probably can. Oops, something went wrong, it says. Oh, well, you know what? Let me do this. If I go here, where'd that go? Where'd that go? There it is. No, it's not letting me do it, Dire Giants fan. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. They ain't letting me do it. New York Giants, my friend, thank you for the super chat. We need to get this giant shit talk laid. Oh, this giant turd. Yeah, he probably needs a girl. He probably needs a girl. I can't get that to do it. I can't. Every time I click on that, it says no good. Yeah, Marcus might need some tequila with this salt. Fan since Tom Landry. Oh, okay. Sure you were. How old are you? I'm sure you're a fan since Tom Landry. He's married to an amazing man. He might be married to an amazing man. I don't think he's married. Try copy. I did copy and paste it. It didn't work for me. Let me try it again. Let me see if I can do it. Let me see. Copy. Let me see if I can bring it up. No, it says this video isn't available anymore. So whatever Dire Giants fan did, he made the guy take the video down. It says the video is not available anymore. Tom Landry was a Giant first. Yes, he was. He was an assistant coach along with Vince Lombardi when Ali Sherman was the head coach. All the greatest coaches came from the New York Giants. All of them. Every one of them. What are my thoughts on Skip Bayless? So I didn't see the drama. I read his tweet. Skip Bayless is a freaking idiot. I mean, listen, people can call me an idiot, and I am an idiot. But I'm not an idiot on that level. That guy tries so hard to be edgy and cutting edge and all this other crap. He's a professional troll. He's not as good as Stephen A. Smith. He's an asshole. Skip Bayless is an asshole. Nobody likes Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless don't like Skip Bayless. Marcus don't even like Skip Bayless. Okay? Yeah, he's an ass. Skip Bayless is an idiot. I don't know what else to say. He's he's dumb as hell. LA Lou, thank you for the super chat, man. Really appreciate it, brother. Brilly. Since the last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, The Rams left LA, stayed away for 21 years, went to 2 Super Bowls and won one. Came back to LA 7 years ago, have gone to 2 Super Bowls and won. And the Cowboys watched it all from home. Damn. 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 Just damn. Hold on a second. Let's have some fun. Last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, the price of gas was $1.15 a gallon. $1.15 a gallon the last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl. $1.15. Can you imagine? $1.15 for a gallon of gas these days? Wow. Seinfeld was like number one. Seinfeld and Friends were very popular in 1995. Seinfeld's like 80 now, ain't he? And I'm not even trying to make fun of the Cowboys. Just this damn dude this damn dude's giving all the Cowboy fans a bad name, man. I don't know what else to say, but holy cow, $1.15 a gallon. Jesus. It's just crazy. $1.15 a gallon. That's insane. Eastwood, thank you again, my friend. I really appreciate it. Beating Tom Brady, wild card. Then A-Rod in the division. Then San Francisco in the NFC Championship game, go to the Super Bowl, would be Dallas's greatest playoff run. I mean, I don't know. You know, they beat San Francisco a couple of times in the 90s, and they were really difficult. But I forget who else Dallas played. I know they crushed Detroit in one of those NFC Championship games. Or maybe it was the NFC. I'm pretty sure that was the NFC Championship game. Or maybe there was the NFC Championship game the Lions lost to the Washington Redskins. I forget. But honestly, I don't think that would be their greatest playoff run. No, because Tampa Bay is a 500 team. Green Bay is a 500 team. I don't think either one of them are a good team. Obviously, those are two great quarterbacks and two of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of football, but they're way past their prime. And both of those teams have completely underachieved. San Francisco is a really good team. But I think your greatest playoff run would have to be beating Tampa Bay, then beating Philadelphia, and then beating San Francisco, and then beating the Chiefs or the Bills or the Bengals. I still think the Bengals are making the Super Bowl. I still believe that. But it is what it is. Bad Boys just came out. Bad Boys just came out the last time the Cowgirls won. Yeah, it's just funny to me. Like I said, I get it. I didn't start this shit. I'm in here having fun, man. The Giants are in a postseason. I'm just enjoying myself, hanging out with the best Giants fans in the world. And we got some, Cowboys troll that's got to come in here. And like I said, he just has nothing to do. He's got no friends, and his girlfriend probably left him, and maybe he can't get a girl. I think what happens with a guy like Marcus is he goes to what are the dating sites? Tinder, right? That's one. Tinder, Bumble. So I think what happens is he goes there and he doesn't actually say he's a Cowboys fan in his profile. And then once they meet him and they see he's a Cowboy fan, they're like, I'm not interested. They're like, I'm not interested. Sorry, Marcus, I'm not interested. I got nothing. I don't have nothing to do with the Cowboys. We all know what Cowboys fans are. We all know they're fair weather. Dire Giants fan, you didn't have to super chat again, my friend. But thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. All right, let me see if I can do that. Let me see if I can copy this. And let me put this here. Let me get rid of maybe this. What do I got here? No, it says the same thing. It says this video isn't available anymore. It says this video isn't available anymore. I see. If I do this. What if I just do this? Damn, what's going on here? Nope, nothing shows up, man. Nothing showing up. I don't know. I, I don't know. I don't know what the hell is going on. L.A. Lou, thank you for the super. L.A. Lou says the last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, I was 32. I'm 60 now. Marcus, why don't you go lay down? Have sweet dreams. Take the L to bed with you. Just take the giant L to bed with you. We all know you ain't been taking anything else to bed with you. So just take that giant L, hang it on your forehead, take a nap, take care, brush your hair, all that good stuff. Hasta la pasta. And nice try. But he's loving this though, man. He's like, oh, this is the most attention I've gotten from anybody in years. This is the most attention I've gotten from somebody since the last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl. That's what he's thinking. That's what he's thinking. Dire Giants fan, man, thank you for the super chat. I didn't. That's the thing, Dire Giants. Again, you didn't have the super chat, man. I really appreciate though. He says, type it in the search bar. Salt is a way of life. In the Google search bar or YouTube. All right, let me see. Salt is a way of life. All right, let's see. Which one though? This guy from oh, got it.
Salt is a way of life. Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling is salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent, the air is salt. And you breathe that in, and you constantly taste the salt.
maybe is. Listen, maybe Marcus is a salt miner. Or maybe Marcus is a gerbil and he just likes salt licks. I don't know. But it is pretty funny. That was pretty funny. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. All right. Well, let's put this. We already know. We already know that Marcus needs somebody to help him Velcro his shoes in the morning, and that he rode the short bus to school. But when you get this comment, that just tells you all you need to know. That just tells you all you need to know. The Jets have a brighter future than the Giants. If you say so, buddy. Your future sucks. You got no future. You got no future. Yeah, right. Win a championship this generation, then we can't talk. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Oh yeah, Clinton was in office. He was. That was it. So here are the top 10. Here are the top 10 grossing movies of 1995. Batman Forever, Apollo 13, Toy Story, Pocahontas, Ace Ventura When Nature Calls, Casper, Die Hard with a Vengeance, GoldenEye, Crimson Tide, and Waterworld. Those are Waterworld and Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide's a great movie, by the way. 1995. Mobb Deep, they're popular. 95. Wu-Tang, I remember that. Biggie, of course. Nas, Illmatic dropped in 95. His greatest rap album ever. But Marcus was listening to Barry Manilow in 95. We know that. I mean, Marcus listens to Barry Manilow. Marcus was listening to Barry Manilow and working out, to Richard Simmons, working out to the oldies or whatever he did. He had Richard Simmons on his television and Barry Manilow in his cassette player. Do they have CDs the last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl? They might have. Cowboys. The Cowboys. Michael, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you with a. He says when the Cowboys won, their helmets were leather. Very well could be. Very well could be. I got to be honest. I got to be honest. There was a guy that used to come in here His name was Bobby. Bobby Murphy, I think. Eagles fan. I don't see Bobby anymore. Bobby was the Eagles version of Marcus. He was the Eagles version of Marcus. Okay. He was a good, listen, I'll be honest about Bobby never said anything disrespectful about anybody in the chat. Just talking about the Giants. And I made fun of him all the time. And he never left and he kept trolling. And he won me over. I said he was a good troll. Bobby comes back. Bobby's a good sport. Marcus is the Cowboys version of Bobby. Marcus is a fun troll. I got to be honest. Marcus has made the stream kind of fun. I can't lie. He's made the stream kind of fun. And he's been a good sport about it. The Cowboys still suck ass, though. The Cowboys still suck the fat baby's ass. They're terrible. They're a horrible organization. They're a joke. You got freaking Kane as your owner. I hope Jerry Jones lives to be 1,000. Because if Jerry Jones lives to be 1,000, you're still ain't going to win nothing. Win a Super Bowl, man. Really ain't that hard. The Giants have been terrible. I mean, we won 2 Super Bowls since the last time you won anything. I mean, even the Eagles have won a Super Bowl since the last time Dallas did. Even the Eagles. How are you going to let the Eagles win a Super Bowl before you? Come on, man. Last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, Tom Brady was just out of high school. Tom Brady was just out of high school. Or he might have been in high school. He graduated in 95, I'm sure. So he's a year, I graduated in 94. He's a year younger than me. Tom Brady graduated high school the last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl. Now, Tom Brady has more Super Bowl championships than any franchise in the history of football. So I think about that one, man. Dar Giants fan, thank you for the super chat. The star is rating out of 5. The salt is good. I like it. Stanley, thank you for the super chat. You think they'll push week? I don't think so. Somebody asked me that earlier. And I think that if they were going to push them back, they would have already done it, Stanley. I think you would have had something from the NFL because, again, people travel to these games. People bought their tickets. And I think that Goodell would have mentioned this earlier. I can't see them canceling an entire week of football games. But I do think, and again, I don't know. He still could do that. I just don't see how that's feasible. Going into the playoffs, like I don't know how that would work, but I definitely think that before every single game, they'll have some kind of tribute to Damar Hamlin. So that I do think will happen, but I don't think they'll cancel the games. Now, as far as what Cincinnati and Buffalo do with that game, I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on with that one. Tom, my friend, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. He says Washington is going to win the Super Bowl next year. Watch out, Giants fans. Sam Howell going to show you what a real quarterback looks like. I got to be honest. I'm not really worried about Washington. You guys need a lot. You definitely need a quarterback. Listen, you got 2 good receivers. Dotson and McLaurin's awesome. You kind of beat up front. I don't really care for your offensive line too much. You do need a quarterback. I don't think Sam Howell's that guy. I think if Sam Howell was that guy, you would have saw him this year. I do think Ron Rivera gets fired. I'll be honest. Taylor Heineke's not the greatest quarterback ever. I don't think there's any question about that. But you were in playoff position because of Taylor Heineke. Why you would sit him for Carson Wentz, who hasn't played in 2-3 months, and he sucked when he was playing. Why you would make that decision doesn't make any sense to me. You lost to San Francisco in San Francisco. San Francisco could be the best team in the NFL. And the Giants defense is really good. They played against San Francisco. They lost. They had to fly all the way back across. They lost to us, and then they had to fly to San Francisco. I thought he played as well as he could against San Fran, but I don't think you're winning the Super Bowl. You might be better. I don't think Sam Howell's your guy either, if I'm being honest. I don't think Sam Howell's very good. Andy, my friend, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, brother. Brilly, my friend. Even, buddy, I can't contain my excitement. We achieved playoff football, this team. It is crazy. Oh, it is crazy. And think about what the playoff stream is going to be like. Chris and I have always wondered how popular a playoff stream would be. And now we're going to get to find out. And hopefully we get more than one. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. LA Lou, thank you for Super Chat. Hell, the Bengals have been to a Super Bowl. That's true. The Bengals have been to a Super Bowl. The Chiefs have won a Super Bowl. I mean, yes, the last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl, the Attitude Era didn't even start yet. That was good. The Attitude Era was good. My son watches wrestling. I think I've told this before. My son watches wrestling, but he watches newer wrestling on his tablet. And what he loves to watch is the female Royal Rumble, or they have the I forgot what the hell the freaking the things are called, where the pods open up and you come out. I forgot what that thing's called because I haven't watched wrestling in a long time. He loves watching the girls. And I just sit there and think to myself, if my kid is anything like I was, and I know he will be, when I was 14 or 15, I'm in trouble. My wife ain't gonna like it because he's just gonna hound the girls. That's just what you do. When you're a bad dog, that's just what you do. You like girls. He already likes girls. He does. But he does know about the Attitude Era because he knows my favorite Stone Cold Steve Austin. He knows it. He knows it. He knows that. Yeah, he is. He loves watching the female wrestlers. He knows them all, too. He's like, oh, that's Natalia. I'm like, well, I know Natalia because she was Jim Neidhart's daughter. And I always told him Trish Stratus was my favorite. I loved Trish Stratus. That was my favorite of all the divas. I was a big Trish Stratus fan. I thought she was just amazing. So him. And then I think Molly Holly was out there. Like they had ones with the older women, the Jacqueline, all the like Mickey James. I'm like, I remember her. But yeah, he does. He likes the females. I get a little concerned. Now, Mrs. Bad Dog ain't gonna like it. Mrs. Bad Dog won't like all the girls. Listen, I'll tell you a funny story too, and this is the truth. We went to my wife's aunt's on Christmas Eve, and we're leaving, and a lot of my wife's cousins are there, and she has like 3 girl cousins that are there, 1 boy cousin. And, the girls are saying, oh, Kevin, can I have a hug? Give me a hug before you leave. So, of course, my son goes over, gives some big hugs. And then my wife's cousin, Ethan, says to him, he goes, hey, can I get a hug? And my son, I'm dead serious. Son, deadpan, looks him in the face and goes, no. I don't like boys. I only hug girls. Swear to God. Just thought that was hilarious, and I'm just sitting there going, oh, my God. Yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. JL, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. He says, your video yesterday got me so hype. Let's go to war. Damn right, JL. Let's go to war, baby. Let's go. I am ready. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get Giants fans fired up because this game doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything to us. It doesn't mean something to Eagle, but I want it to mean something to us. And I want Giants fans to be fired up. Now, I will do another video like that when we play Minnesota. Trust me when I tell you, I will get you fired the hell up. Not that you need it. It's playoff football. But I want to make you run through. I want to make you guys want to run through a freaking wall. That's what I want. Anyway, have a life. Thank you for the super chat. Thoughts on Kayvon emoting on Nick Foles' corpse? See, I didn't see that. I didn't see that whole thing. So I really can't talk about that. Like I said, they made a big deal about him doing the Snow Angels. And I said, I don't think he knew Foles was hurt. I didn't know Foles was hurt when he was doing that because the camera was on Thibodeaux. Then Thibodeaux went to the sideline and did this. And I said, I don't know if he knew he was hurt or not. Only Kayvon Thibodeaux knows. But I didn't see that thing, that he somehow had a voiceover or did something else. That I didn't know. But listen, man, especially with what just happened to Damar Hamlin, okay, if Kayvon Thibodeaux was poking fun at injuring Nick Foles, he's got to do better than that. You don't do that shit. You don't. And if that's what he was doing, I think that Coach Dable or whoever needs to sit down and have a talk and say, we don't do that. We don't disrespect our opponent like that. All right. It's an opponent, but at the end of the day, they're all human. You're all sportsmen. You treat each other with respect. So he's a rookie. He made a mistake. If that's the case, he'll learn from it. But if that's the case where he's poking fun at an injury, I don't co-sign that shit at all. I don't care who it is. He could do that to Jalen Hurts. He could do that to one of the Eagles. I would never co-sign acting like that. He could do that to Dak Prescott. And you guys know how I feel about the Cowboys and Eagles, and I would not co-sign that at all. Like I said, especially in the face of what. Now, granted, the Hamlin thing happened the day after, but especially in light of what's going on with Damar Hamlin, you don't. It's not cool to make fun of an injury. It's just not. Tom, thank you for the super chat. What are you doing if Daniel Jones is leading a game-winning playoff drive and Stolen Cole hits him with a stunner? That would suck. That would suck. Stolen Cole hit him with a stunner. That would suck. You know what's funny, Tom? They had, when Daniel Jones tripped against the Eagles that one night, somebody, I don't know who did this, somebody had Daniel Jones falling forward, and they put Randy Orton in front of him, like Randy Orton was giving him the RKO. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. It might be on my Instagram page, like way down at the beginning, because I think I got Instagram maybe when did that happen? 2020, that happened in 2020, right? Or did that happen in 2021? It's probably on my Instagram page. It's probably way down at the bottom because it was one of the older things I put. That was pretty funny. I could not deny it. That was funny. That was good. But yeah, I hope that Stone Cold don't come out and hit him with a stunner. All Daniel Jones got to do is throw a Stone Cold to Brewski, and he's good. He's good. Dire Giants fan, thank you for the super chat. He says, I agree with you, Bad Dog. Send the house every play. Yeah, the Giants have nothing to lose. So if Jalen Hurts beats the blitz, he beats it. But send the dogs every time. 7 guys. Bring them all. Bring the heat every time. And knock him on his ass. Because if we do meet Philadelphia again, which is a good possibility, if Philadelphia beats, us, but it's a good possibility whether we play our starters or not. Let's be honest. They're better than us. They kicked our ass. That don't mean we can't beat them, but they did. They beat us down pretty good the first time we played them. Can't deny that. Luckily for me, my power was out. Or not my power. My cable and my internet were out, so I couldn't watch the game. I had to listen to it on my phone. It sounded bad. Probably looked worse. I'd like some revenge on these guys. Revenge would be the best if we knock them out in the postseason. But there's a very good possibility we play Minnesota, and then the 7th seed, whoever the hell that is, does not beat San Francisco. Okay? And we beat Minnesota, we're playing Philadelphia. So you might as well go in there and leave a message. I don't care if it's the backups or not. Send all the guys after Hurts' ass. Knock him on his ass. Make him think if the Giants do meet up with Philadelphia again, just leave that impression in the back of Hurts' head that, my God, is he going to do this again? Am I going to see 7 guys coming after me on every play? Put it in the back of his head, especially early. Put him on his pockets and make him think about it. Make him hurry the throw. Make him get rid of the ball quicker than he wants to. We have nothing to lose. So send it all. Take all the risks. All of them. Because eventually you're going to get there. And you're going to hit him. And you're going to knock him down. And that messes with the quarterback. Because I'm telling you, if you send that message in this game, regardless of the final score, regardless who's on the field for the Giants, if you're Wink Martindale and you're sending that message, I'm coming after your ass. And you knock him around in that game. The next time we meet, which could be in 3 weeks, Jalen Hurts will be thinking to himself, where's that coming from? Where's the blitz coming from? Is it coming? Is it not coming? We'll see. It'll be good. It'll be good. It's good. Do I believe the Giants and Eagles are the best rival? I think the Giants and Eagles. So it's always been Cowboys, Washington, Giants, Eagles. Giants fans do not like the Cowboys, and the Cowboys fans do not like the Giants. Okay. That's just the way it is. We hate each other. But I think if you ask a Cowboys fan that's been around for more than 5 years, because a newer Cowboy fan will say, oh, the Eagles, because the Eagles have been good and the Giants haven't been good, and neither is Washington. But any Cowboys fan that's been around since the last time they did win a Super Bowl, they would tell you Washington's their biggest rival. Right now, I don't think we are the best rivalry in the division. I consider this, we're all rivals at the end of the day. Cowboys and Giants rivals, Cowboys and Washington, Cowboys, Eagles. But it is Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, Washington. It is definitely those two teams are paired off. But right now in this division, it's Eagles, Cowboys, because you two have been the best teams in this division for 5 years. And it has not been close. It has not been close. So right now, I think the best rivalry in this division is Dallas and Philadelphia. Now, the Giants are making some noise, and I think next year you may be able to see the Giants and Eagles are the best rivalry in the division. You may be able to see the Giants and the Cowboys are the best. We'll see. I do think the Giants are going in the right direction, and the Giants are going to be a force. But I can't sit here and tell you the Giants and Eagles are the best. You guys have killed us, and you've been way better than us the last 5 years. So I can't say we're the best. We're the best rivalry. Historically, it's still tough. All the rivalries are great. It's why I love the NFC East. I hate the NFC East. I love the NFC East. I think it would have been awesome if I wanted all 4 of our teams to get in the postseason. I wanted every team in this division to get in the postseason. I love doing those streams with Lord Brunson, Louis T, and Law Nation. It is so much fun. As Louis T calls it, family business. A lot of respect between the 4 of us. Obviously, we hate each other's teams. But it's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun doing that stream with those guys, being able to talk a little trash and chop it up. It's one of the best ideas that I have ever had on YouTube. And that was my baby. That was my it's the word I'm looking for. And not invention, like brain trust, whatever. I'm the one that made that up. Nobody else had done that. Nobody else had a stream where they had a content creator from each one of their division rivals. COVID hit. There wasn't much to talk about. I said, let me come up with something that'll be entertaining while we have no sports. And I came up with that. And I did quite a few of them. And then everybody followed suit. And that's a fact. Anybody that's been with me since I did that initially knows that I'm the one that came up with that. That was my creative brain trust. That's what I'm trying to say. That was my creation. That's the word I'm looking for. It's my creation. And the New York Giants even followed suit by having beat writers from Washington, Dallas, and Philadelphia. I've come up with a lot of good ideas on YouTube. I've come up with nicknames. I've come up with a lot of stuff that has been taken away from me. It is what it is. But, I mean, I've talked about this before. There's a video on my page where I'm talking about the 1998 Yankees and comparing them to the 2021 Yankees, the beginning of last year. And Michael K. on his show, word for freaking word, stole, plagiarized, whatever you want to call it, stole my video. And it's on my page. You can watch it. Or you can ask any of my Yankee fans that watched that video. They know damn well Michael K. stole from me. I can joke around and say, I made up Danny Dimes. I don't know if I did. There's a lot of people that will tell you I did come up with that. Simus will tell you Simus, whom you guys may not know, you Cowboy fans probably do, will tell you, I never heard anybody say Danny Dimes until Bad Dog said it. Then everybody started saying Danny Dimes. Clown show. I didn't make up the term clown show at all. But y'all know that I started calling the Giants and Joe Judge a clown show. And when Joe Judge went off on that 11-minute rant that probably helped him get fired, he said this ain't some clown show organization. And I said, yuppers, Joe. You watch. No, I'm half joking, half not joking. The Michael K thing's true, though. The Michael K thing's true. Michael K did steal my shit. He did. So, yeah. I've had a lot of bad takes on here. I've had a lot of takes that age like milk. I've looked very foolish when it came to certain aspects of football, which you're going to if you put your opinion out there. But I've had a lot of good things that I've done too. I've had a lot of good things. I still don't see anybody. I'll tell you one thing. I still don't see anybody else doing them 24-hour streams for charity. I haven't seen that happen yet. I haven't seen anybody else do that. haven't seen anybody else do one of those. Those are fun. And I'm going to tell you this. I did say this. I did say in August that I'm probably not going to do those twice a year. And I'm probably done with them, those 24-hour streams. But like I said, I just didn't want the commitment to do it. And I think that's part of it. I just don't want to make that commitment to say, hey, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it twice a year. But I am thinking next month. I'm thinking next month. My son's off of school in the middle of February, and I have to take that week off because I have to stay home with him, so I don't have to make him go to the babysitter. It's not fair to him that he's got to go to babysitter or go to daycare while I'm working. So I'm going to take that week off. So again, I'm not going to commit to this, but I'm 80% sure that in February, I will probably do another 24 stream. Haven't decided the charity yet, but I probably will do another one. We'll see. You guys really enjoy that. I enjoy it too. I'm not going to lie. I love doing those. Number one, it's nice to be able to give anything back. You guys and girls are the best subscribers and supporters on YouTube. You allow me to do things like that. And I always wish that I could give more than I do, but I try to give something. I always wanted to make those 24-hour streams more than just a challenge. I wanted them to stand for something, which is why I do what I do. I love those streams for about 20 hours. Those last 4 hours are brutal. Last time I did it in August, I didn't think I was getting through it. I was falling asleep 4 o'clock. And then we started talking about wrestling. I remember we started talking about wrestling. The next thing I knew, it was like 7:30. And I was like, I'm going to make it. So I just have a pick a charity, but I'm probably going to do it. I probably will do it again. I mean, I've done 7 of them. What's another one? Andy, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Is there a better sight than Sexy Dexy picking up Quentin Nelson and dumping him on the quarterback? My favorite play of the season. That was a man move. Sexy Dexy's all man. That was a man move. That was awesome. That was a good play. Quentin Nelson's had a really bad year. Quentin Nelson's actually fallen off the last few years. Perhaps that's a guy the Giants look at. I don't know. Dire Giants fan, thank you. I appreciate you, my friend. You are the man, brother. He says, Louis T said it well. It's family business. We talk trash to one another, but if an outside team talks that shit, that ain't happening. We're the best division. Something along those lines. He's right. We're like brothers. You will pick on your brother. You'll make fun of your brother. You will, bully your brother. But if somebody else tries to mess with your brother, that shit ain't happening. So, yeah, Louis T's right. The NFC, we can poke fun at one another, talk trash to one another, but you get somebody from outside our division trying to talk shit to one of our teams, everyone in the NFC East is going to jump on your ass. Every one of us is going to go after you. You don't attack our division. We are the best division in football. Historically, we're the only team or the only division in the history of football in which each team has won a Super Bowl. We've played in 40% of Super Bowls between the teams. We've won like a quarter of them. So, yeah, this division is pretty damn historic. It's pretty awesome. Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago. Thank you so much, man. He says, remember the chat I sent you about me, a second son born in 81. My second born in 22 could be a sign of great things to come. G-Man, so pumped. Let's go, Andy. Abe, yes, you did, because I told the story that I was born in 76. One of the worst seasons in the history of football for the Giants. They were terrible that year. And they were terrible all the way up until 1981. I was 5. They made the playoffs. And then they won the Super Bowl 5 years later. My son, not a bad dog, born in 2017. One of the worst seasons in the history of the Giants. The first time they had lost 13 games in the history of their franchise. And we all know that it's been a complete clown show since until this year. My son is now 5. And the Giants are in the postseason. The Giants were 9-7 in 1981. They could be 9-7-1 in 2002. So just think, might have a couple of lean years if history repeats itself, and then 2025, 6, 7, we're gone. We're gone. We're going to be one of the best teams in the league for the next 25 years if history repeats itself. Let's hope history's even better. I win a Super Bowl when my son's like 7 and don't have to wait till he's 10. But let's go. I'm pumped too, though, Abe. I can't wait to do a playoff stream. I think it's going to be fun as hell. I cannot wait for a playoff stream on this channel. It is going to be awesome. Dire Giants fan, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Super Chase says another one. Let's effing go. I knew you'd enjoy that. I knew you'd love that. And he's got the fingers crossed. Dire Giants fan, you're the man. My moderators love it. My moderators are the best. Most of my moderators are there for all 24 hours. It's insane. There's at least 12 to 15 people that are there with me the entire time. And I always laugh at Afghanistan because he's always like, now what do we do when it's over? I'm like, get some sleep, man. Get some sleep. But I also always love when guys are like, hey, man, do it another hour. Stay for another hour. I'm like, you're insane. Well, I also love when guys go to sleep, and then they wake up in the morning, they come back and they're like, I'm just checking on you, man. I always appreciate that people want to check on me, make sure I'm okay. Tom, my friend, thanks so much for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. He says, I tweeted you a while ago, but I watched 16,000 YouTube videos last year. You are my 4th most watched channel. Favorite YouTuber by far. Hey, Tom, I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I think I did see that. And I really appreciate that, especially since you're a Washington fan. That means a lot to me. I always say, obviously, Giants fans, you're going to come here. But when I do get, respectful comments or, and I do. I talk a lot of shit because that's part of the fun. Talking shit's part of the fun of sports. That's what you do. You talk a little smack. It's nothing personal. It's just business. But when I have, Eagle fans, Cowboy fans, Washington fans that say, you're one of my favorite channels. You're one of my favorite content creators because you keep it real. And I always try to be unbiased and very genuine about any team. I'll talk some shit, but I'm not going to sit here and go, I know we're going to mollywop the Eagles. I don't know that. The Eagles will probably beat us. Regardless of who starts, they're better than us. It don't mean we can't beat them, but I'm not taking the Giants on the money line in this one. I just want to beat the damn Eagles in 3 weeks. That's when I want to beat them. 3 weeks. I want to meet them in the playoffs. That's when I want to beat them. Of course, I don't really like playing the Eagles in the playoffs because I hate losing to them. And losing to them in the playoffs hurts worse. They beat us in 06. They beat us in 08. We beat them in 2000. It was pretty fun. I hate losing to that freaking team in the postseason. It's horrible. It's 100 times worse than losing to in the regular season. But it is what it is, man. It is good. It is good. King Early, wow. How about them fraud boys? Yeah, Cowboy fans always talk a bunch of junk, right? And then they just disappear. I can say this: there is definitely some Law Nation is a class act all the way, right? Probably my favorite Cowboys fan, my favorite Cowboys content creator is Law Nation. He's all class. He's a great freaking dude. I've had the pleasure of talking to Law Nation off camera, whatever, DMs or whatever. Just that guy's a class act. If all Cowboy fans were like Law Nation, I'd have a hard time hating them the way I do. Luckily, they're not all like Law Nation. He's the exception to the rule. So luckily, I have a lot of Cowboy fans like Marcus that allow me to continue to hate the Cowboys. I can tell you that right now. So I've always said, if all Eagle fans are like Philly 500, it'd be hard for me to hate the Eagles the way I do. Luckily for me, they're not all like that. Although any of you guys and girls that know me know LB's my guy. Like I said, those guys that I do the round table with, they're my guys. That's so much fun. Louis T, like I said, Louis T is all heart, great trash talker. LB can talk that trash. Law Nation can talk the trash, but he does it like in such a gentle way. Like you can't hate Law Nation. Like you can hate on Louis T and you can hate on Lord Brunson because they're like so in your face, kind of like I am. They're so in your face when it comes to talking trash. You could really start to be like, I can't stand that guy. You can't do that to Law Nation. You can't. It's hard to dislike Law. It's hard to. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But listen, guys and girls, it is midnight. I appreciate you hanging out. We had a really good crowd tonight. If you haven't done so, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. This is, why do you guys not like Fiskville? I never said I don't. Fisk don't like me. I have no problem with Fisk Vegas. I've worked with Fisk Vegas a number of times. I have zero issue with him at all. We don't see eye to eye in a lot of stuff. We never did. But I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know what I did to him. He doesn't think too highly of me anymore. But I have no problem with Fisk Vegas at all. None. Never did. Never will. Just the way it goes. I don't have a problem with him at all. You don't like me. It is what it is. I can't, everybody's not going to like you. You can't make everybody like you. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to sit here and change the way I talk or change my content or do something or say something to try to appease everybody, because you can't. If you go around, if you spend your life going around on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, in real life, you're going around and you're just trying to make people like you, you will be freaking miserable. Be yourself. At the end of the day, all you got to do is love yourself and your friends and family. They got to love you. That's all that matters. That's it. If somebody don't like you, fuck them. That's their problem. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. People are going to like you. People are not going to like you. Oh, well, we're all human. At the end of the day, we're all human. We all do the same crap, right? So if you don't like me, you don't like me. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm not, like I said, I'm not changing who I am. I'm almost 47 years old. I got nothing to prove to anybody. I ain't changing it for anybody. My wife loves me. My kid loves me. That's good enough for me. And I kind of like myself too. So it is what it is. Anyway, like I said, that's all I got in this video, I'm going to get out of here, guys and girls. Again, we had a really good crowd tonight. I appreciate it. We almost got 420 likes. Well, we do have 420 likes in the chat. 420 likes, 420 crew. You know what to do. Snoop Dogg says, smoke them because you got them. Snoop Dogg. All right. I'll be live at the Lakers tomorrow at 10:15. You guys and girls can come on by. Marcus, thank you for making it fun, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, you definitely were not disrespectful. You were a fun troll. You made it fun. I'm not going to lie. I like a good troll. It's good. You were, like I said, you were very respectful. You are welcome here anytime. I am more than happy to make fun of the Cowboys and make fun of you some more. But you took it all in good stride. You were a good sport, and I do appreciate that. So thanks for making it fun. Cowboys are still complete ass, and you will be lucky to get out of the first round, and that is just the way it goes. Anyway, get some sleep, guys and girls. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Giants are in the playoffs. Prayers for Damar Hamlin, and we'll see you next time. This is the Bad Dizzle. I'm out. Peace.